Curtis and Karen burned the mortgage note on a Tuesday in July. 22 years of payments held over the flame until the coroner caught. Their daughter Anna filmed the whole thing on her phone. It's still on there. Nobody's watched it. 5 years later, Curtis retired, on paper, $410,000. The neighbor who hosts the free steak dinner seminars caught him at the mailbox and called him wealthy on paper. Curtis doesn't feel wealthy. He feels careful, and he can't say why. Every time he books a ticket to see Anna in Denver, something pulls back in his chest before he clicks. Half a second. Then he pays anyway and doesn't mention it to anyone. Nobody has told Curtis this. 250,000 of what he counts as his 4 to 10 behaves nothing like the rest of it. And that half second under the sternum has been trying to point at it for 6 months. Curtis started where everybody starts. He went online. He found the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances. Median household net worth, ages 65 to 74, $409,900. Almost exactly his number. His shoulders came down an inch. On the data, he was standing precisely where a man his age is supposed to stand. He watched 2 videos that afternoon. Same argument in both. The culture keeps stretching the word wealthy private jets, the top 0.1%, whatever scrolls past your thumb at 11 at night. So ordinary people measure themselves against that picture and walk away feeling broke. The data, both videos said the same Federal Reserve numbers Curtis had just been looking at, is kinder than the feeling. $1 million saved puts you in the top 15 to 20% of American households. 2 million and you're wealthy whether it registers or not. The gap isn't in the bank, it's in your head. Curtis added it up himself in pen on the back page of the notebook he keeps for the garden. 401k, 160,000, cash and savings, 22,000, 2 cars, 18,000. The house he used, the assessment he half remembered off the tax bill, took away what was still owed on the roof loan, rounded down 210,000, total $410,000. He wrote net worth at the top. Then he boxed the number. He read the line from the video one more time. Your anxiety is a comparison problem, not a money problem. He said it out loud to the empty office. Said it twice. Third time, he almost had it. Tuesday night, he told Karen. She was at the counter chopping onions, still in scrubs. We're doing better than it feels, he said. She smiled, nodded, kept chopping. Karen has always been better than he is at not needing a chart. He booked August in Denver. Business class, for once. His hand did the thing on the trackpad, and he decided the hand was calibrated wrong, and pressed anyway. Override the feeling. That was the whole assignment. 3 weeks later, he opened the banking app, after the last of it cleared. The number moved in him again. Same lurch, same spot, 1 inch under the sternum. He put the phone face down. More calibrating then. First Saturday in September, Karen took an early shift at the hospital. Curtis had the kitchen to himself. No searching today. No videos. No advisor. No podcast in the earbuds. He wanted to see it once with his own hand, on paper, before anybody else got a vote. He tore a sheet out of the pad and folded it down the middle. Left side, he wrote, money I can spend. Right side, the house. Then he started copying numbers across. 401k, 160,000, left. Cash, 22,000, left. The cars stopped him, pencil in the air, 18,000 for the pair, easy money, but sell them. And how does he get to the store? How does Karen get to a 6 a.m. shift in February? That 18,000 only exists if the life around it stops. Cars went on the right. The house came last, and the house surprised him. He pulled the actual assessment out of the drawer instead of trusting the number in his head. 310,000, 60,000 still owed on the equity line he took for the roof in 2022. 250,000 of it is free and clear. 40,000 more than the notebook said. He'd been undercounting the one thing he can't spend. He wrote 250,000 on the right, then he added the columns. $182,000, right? $268,000. He sat with it. He had never seen that left column before. Not once. 5 years of adding, and the number that runs his life had never been written down by itself. He said it into the empty kitchen. 250 of it isn't money. Then he underlined the right side hard twice. Then he ran it the way Bill Bengen ran it. Bengen was an advisor who published the 4% rule in the Journal of Financial Planning in 1994. And the rule was always about a portfolio, never about a building. 4% of $182,000, $7,280 a year. Divide by 12, $607 a month. Social Security, if he claims now, instead of holding out to 67, call it 2100, 607 plus 2100, 2700 a month, everything in. Then he wrote the other side of it, the part the videos never reach. Property tax, 4200 a year. Insurance, 1800. Maintenance, averaged across the quiet years and the water heater years, 3000. $9,000 a year to keep a house he owns outright, $750 a month forever on a mortgage that burned on the deck in 2019. 2,700 minus 750, 1950 a month for a life. He looked at the 1950 a long time. He'd been feeling that number since March. The flinch had been doing this arithmetic months before he sat down to do it. He sat back in the chair. Then he talked to the empty room because there was nobody in it, and he'd been holding this a while. This has a name, he said. Fungibility. Big word, simple idea. A dollar is a dollar. Whichever pocket it's sitting in, it doesn't hold. Not for a house. He turned the sheet around like somebody was sitting across from him. My number was never 410. It was always two numbers. And the man at the mailbox who called me wealthy on paper knew that he just doesn't get paid to say the second half. Quieter now. The flinch isn't a setting I need to fix. It's the part of me that actually pays for the Denver ticket, telling me the thing the notebook didn't want to hear. He folded the sheet in thirds, tore a strip of masking tape off the roll by the toaster, and taped it inside the cabinet door above the mugs. Tomorrow morning, reaching for coffee, he'd see 182,000 before he saw anything else. Not 4 to 10. 410 is the number you say at the mailbox. 182 is the number you live on, and it's the one the flinch already had. He shut the cabinet. That night he booked November in Denver. Economy. The pool arrived on schedule, the same half second, in the same spot. This time it had a name and a sheet of paper behind it. He held it. It didn't hold him. Karen got home late Sunday. Curtis made her tea, took the sheet off the cabinet door, and set it in front of her. She read it once, looked up. So do we sell the house? No, he said. It means when a man tells me I'm in the top 15%, I know which 15% he's measuring. She read it again, slower. So you calibrated the other way. Yeah. He laughed once. Yeah, I did. They sat there with the tea. Nothing else got said about it that night. If any of that sounds like your kitchen table, this is what Curtis walked out with. Two numbers, never one. The money you can spend and the roof you live under. You plan off the left column. The right column is your address. Anybody who adds the two together and hands you a percentile has measured you with something you cannot spend. A paid-off house is not a free house. Tax, insurance, the roof, the water heater, they keep arriving after the mortgage stops. The National Council on Aging puts housing at roughly a quarter of what Americans over 65 spend. The Bureau of Labor Statistics puts it closer to a third. Not zero, either way. Take it out before you measure yourself against 4%, not after. Ask the second question. If one of you isn't here in 10 years, does the number still mean what it means tonight? The Social Security check gets smaller. The house does not. The clock isn't on the older seller's side. The Center for Retirement Research at Boston College put out a brief this January. Sellers around 80 get about 5% less for a comparable home than sellers in their 40s. On a median-priced house, that's roughly $20,000 gone before the check clears. If your plan quietly depends on selling at 82, your plan is quietly assuming a price nobody promised you. And relief is not a plan. If nothing moved in the accounts after you recalibrated, nothing moved. Curtis isn't poorer than he thought. He's exactly as rich as the data says. He's rich in a place he can't spend, and thinner than he was told in the place he can. The distance between those two places is the flinch. It has a name now. It can read. If Curtis sounds like somebody you know, or somebody in the mirror hit like, that's what puts this in front of the next person doing arithmetic at the kitchen table on a Saturday morning with the house to themselves. Subscribe for one of these a week. One honest look at the number underneath the number. And the note I owe you, this is for education and entertainment only, not financial advice. For decisions about your specific situation, talk to a qualified fiduciary advisor, a CPA, or the Social Security Administration directly. They know your zip code. I don't.